Okay.
Chupacabra build number 11. Last time we had done our front and rear bulkheads and I wasn't perfectly happy with them. We talked about the folded design and how that worked well for non-critical dimension parts. What I'm finding is it's more trouble than it's worth. The theory was to use fewer parts, but the reality is more parts that are easier to put together are a more efficient design. So, where we had this last, we have our old style front end here. Had the upper main frame rail sticking out. We had some pieces like this that were going here. Got the, this is an air conditioner condenser mount, but there's a similar piece for the radiator here and here, like so. This is a folded design here. Kind of a complicated piece to make. And the rest of this piece, this piece, this piece, this piece are all one piece. That's going away. It's too much trouble. These are going away. These are old style, going away. Going in the scrap pile, which is growing and growing. Very beautiful piece. Really proud of it. It's just not what I'm wanting to do. Scrap. I bet that's worth almost $1. Starting from this point right here, this bulkhead stays the same. Built a new piece like this. Goes in here just like the old one did. New piece like this. A little different design here and here. The words of my buddy Dennis Overholzer at Painless Wiring, it's got to be elegant. It's not acceptable for a car just to be functional. Elegant is what sets it apart. This right here, following these lines here, this, so forth and so on. These are the mounts for the rack and pinion. Going in there like that. Other rack and pinion mount. Tab A and the slot B. Goes in there like that. These frame rails have been shortened like this. Goes in there like that. Goes in there like that. New design for these uprights right here. One of them I already have the Hayco fasteners in, Hayco grommets. The other one I do not. Shows the countersink for them. These grommets won't go to a 1/4 inch thick. You've got to countersink them to make them fit. But anyway, countersink right here. This piece right here goes in here like so. This is where my wiring for my headlights are going to come out. It runs through this frame rail right here and out and up to the headlights. Same deal on the other side with the grommets. Like so. All of that lines up like that. I'm going to use instead of those angle shape pieces, we're going to use a piece of our inch and a half by 3/4. Come in like so. Use that to be the front snout support. Much simpler, easier, and it just cleaned everything up. This is not the correct length. It's not going to be that long. This is a piece that I had just to get a reference. Like so. That, much cleaner, much nicer, much prettier design. Even though it's 3, 4, 5 more pieces, it's a whole lot easier to build. And I like this much better. I don't like those frame rails sticking out like snouts there. I don't think we're going to redo that one again. I do not think this stuff's going to be scrap metal. Coming around to the side of the car, we'll cut a couple of more pieces out. Excuse me. These right here go right here, actually go on this side. See the countersinks here, the holes here? These serve a couple of purposes. They reinforce the side. They give a place for the body to bolt to. They give a place for this inner panel to bolt to. On the old car, this down here was a piece of frame rail, which was 1.5 inches wide. These cars, the dimension the seat is off of the center line of the car is a critical dimension. These are very narrow. Now, on any Lambo type looking car, the side windows in the doors angle like this, so it's very narrow at the top. If these seat center lines are too far out, your head is past the top of the car and over trying to crash into the window, and it's critical consideration. That's why Fieros do not work well. They work, but not very well on this type of car. That seat center line is an important thing. Also, it's a very narrow deal here. There's only a few seats that are 20, 21 inches wide that will make this work. But this gained us another inch here, which we used. But that brought the seat over a little bit. That's not critical. That's not critical on the roof with this new body. We've allowed for that. No aesthetic problem whatsoever. But it changes the relationship of the seat to the steering wheel and pedals and so forth. The old car was about 1/2 inch off. This is now 3/4 inch off of the center lines of the two, but that is not an issue. A great number of cars, the center lines of those are nowhere close. The 3 Cobras that I built, I fought and fought and fought to try to get the steering wheel, the seat, and the roll bar all in the same line perpendicular to the center line. And it's close, but it's not happening. Anybody ever sat in a Cobra, they also realize that because the engine's so far back, the pedals are so far over, that the pedals are way over here compared to the center line of all that. And that's just standard procedure. On a De Tomaso Pantera, the steering column is not even parallel to the center line of the car. It's at an angle, and the steering wheel sits in the car crooked. But you just do not notice it. Happened to notice just the other day in my wife's Cougar, that steering wheel is not even square with the center line of the seat. But the dash pod is, so when you look at the dash pod in relation to the steering wheel, it's totally crooked. But that's just the nature of the beast, and you do not notice it. This is actually very, very nice proportions compared to that. But this right here actually aided some other things. This piece right here goes down here like this, makes 2 thicknesses out of this. There's some rivet holes to align it, but it'll be glued as well. There's another piece that comes out here. There's another piece of that 3/4 by 1.5 inches that comes down here that offers some more side impact protection. But this one piece right here and this little detail right here spent a great deal of time to push and pull for every 1/4 inch that we can possibly get. You can see this is the opposite side, but it's been countersunk. That clears the panel. It goes over the inside, but it also allows the clearance for the body out here. And we're cutting the new bulkheads for the rear. They're on the machine now. We'll do that next, but don't have those quite done yet, but it's the same problem, same deal. All of these angles are just not getting it. We're actually going to simplify that, make that a little easier by making more parts out of it. I think that's about it today. Oh, here's that piece I was looking for. It goes in here like this, and then that 3/4 by 1.5 inch piece runs down here. I think that's it for today. No M&Ms? Oh well, it's too early in the day for chocolate anyway. That's it.